Hello everyone, so in this video we will be building a Google like search engine application using LAMP stack, which is full stack. Okay, and we will learn how we can query and bring just like Google search engine works, but we will not be using the backend algorithms obviously, which are so much complicated which Google uses, but it is a fun application in order to learn full stack. Okay, so I thought of making this. So you see, I searched for Jesus and you get Christmas, and I searched for school and you got that W3 schools. So basically all this data are coming from the database. Okay, so it's a full blown application which we'll be building. So let's get started. So now first of all we will be getting the starter template. Okay, so that's the first step which we will be taking, just to give a template from where we can begin. Okay, so that's the reason why I'm changing the title to Google clone, and we will remove the header which is already present, and we will have the image and the form just to give a UI look and feel like Google. Okay, it's a fun application and I will learn in the process. Okay, it's nothing serious like you will be building the entire algorithm, which is obviously that's very complicated, but it's a fun way of learning how a search engine works. Okay, so here is the container, and within which we will be having our image and the Google image and the form. Okay, where you can type and search anything. So I will bring in the Google image or the Google logo, you can say that, and once we bring in that we will have the form. So basically I am giving some width, we will adjust that based on how it looks. So I am starting the server. Okay, so we have already installed XAMPP and we are starting it over there. I am writing the code in VS Code. So and we have started the server also, and now we will uh, develop the we'll first of all align it to the center. Okay, so let me see if I can move the entire div to the center of the screen, just like Google has. So you can adjust with auto, but I was having some difficulty, I don't know why. So I thought not wasting time, and I got it centered through the center tag. Okay, but even auto works, even margin auto will bring it that to the center. Okay, it will align horizontally, vertically also. So even that works, but in this case this wasn't working. I don't know, maybe I was doing something wrong, so I got it fixed using center tag. So my main target was to bring it in the center, and I got that using center tag. So I am just adjusting the height. Okay, and I will bring it to the center. Okay, so basically this is just we are designing the UI for now, but it will be a full blown application. Okay, there will be a backend database, there will be scripting language like PHP which will interact with the database, so it's a full blown application. So first of all we are centering the aligning the Google logo and the form. Okay, just now we will be developing the form. So we are having a little bit of margin at the top so that it aligns properly. So we are having an input field where we will write the search queries. Means like whatever you want to search, you will be writing it over here. Okay, so this is the place, and we are giving it a border radius of 20 pixels so that it looks exactly like Google's text box. Okay, and we are having a submit button, and we are giving it a class of BTN Lite, which is a bootstrap class, so that it gets that same exact feel like Google. Okay. So we are giving a little bit of break line so that it there is a little bit of gap between the logo and this. Okay, so it's basically aligning the UI. So there you go, we have the UI for Google, and it's pretty simple basic UI, and it is looking great, right? So now we will build the backend. Okay, so so for now, what one important thing to note is we will be populating the data by inserting the data in the database. Okay, but in real scenario, this data is actually uh, placed inside the database after having several algorithms, several web crawlers which crawl the web. Okay, so if you are looking for data mining, I have a tutorial written in Python for data mining, web scraping. You can go and check that. Okay, so basically we can mine data, and then but Google will have obviously a robust and different algorithm totally, which is for which several engineers are working there. Okay, so basically they are far more intelligent, and they are working. So we are not covering that obviously, but they, we are for now we are hard coding the data inside the database. So we are creating the database as Google DB, and we are giving the database table where we'll have the results as search results TV. Okay, so that's the table. So the first of all we'll have a search ID. It's always good to have an ID, because you never know when you will be looking through the data for some, if we build further. Okay, so basically ID is like a primary key, so in case you join, in case you do anything, it will be handy. So that's the reason we have kept the search ID, but we won't be requiring that now because we will be but still we will be having it there. Okay, so we are having the search link, the search title, and the search description. Okay, so that's all for now. So we are having them as varchar, and we will have lengths of 255. Okay, and I will change that later. Okay, that I have populated it as 255 for search description, which was short. So I will change that to 500 later on. You can see that in that video. Okay, so we are inserting some data. Okay, so for now we so that at least we have some data to show. Okay, if we if that is working or not. So basically I am copying some data manually. So whatever I am doing here manually, this exact thing is actually done in Google using web crawlers. Okay, web crawlers is is an algorithm which actually crawls the web, then it ranks the pages based on there are algorithms which ranks the pages as to which page has most value. Okay, and it has logics written, and then accordingly they are arranged and ordered and provided to you. Okay, so you will have one link at the first page, and you will have something on the there are a lot of things. Okay, so for now we will have only manually inserted data. So basically I am copying some description now. So at this time actually my battery got run out, so I paused the video, went and just connected the charger. Okay, so you will see me pausing the video, but hold on, we will again continue with this. Okay, so it's fun, and we will go through this and we will build an awesome application. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, we will request you to go ahead and subscribe, so that it will help us in bringing more such videos, and it will help us grow this community and uh, help each other. Okay, so that's the way things work, and that's all. So basically, and thanks for watching, of course, uh, because without your support this channel could never grow. So that is one point. So I am adding some more data. Okay, so you will see that the data is truncated. What does that mean? So truncated data means the size is short. Okay, for the search description. So I went ahead and I increased the size to 500. Okay, so that it could accommodate some more details. Okay, because it was too short for that. So that's the reason I increased the size. And now we will be this config.php file, actually it will have all the details which will help us connect to the database. Okay, for that reason we have this. And we will have the form action as search.php, because once we submit, to click on the submit button, the data is the search query parameter will be passed to that page, and when the page receives that parameter, it will actually have the logic to go ahead and fetch the records from the database. Okay, so make sure to let us know how this video is and what could be improved in the comment section below. Okay, so that we can improve. If you want some kind of tutorials, we can just let us know and we will try to bring them to you also. So this is the search query page. Okay, so search page, and first of all, if you see in Google's search, once you click the search button, there is a nav bar and you can search again. So there is another search bar, and below that you have the results. So exactly whatever is there, we will do that. Okay, we will have the UI just similar, and that's why I am having this div. This div is actually a nav bar which will have that search bar. Okay, so that's the reason we have this. So at this stage or at this point, we will be having grid. If you are not aware what bootstrap grid is, we have a bootstrap tutorial, separate tutorial, where I have discussed about bootstrap grids. So basically, if you want to check out that, you can check out. So basically, what is bootstrap grid is, bootstrap grid actually helps us align items in rows and columns. Okay, so that's pretty much it. And now I am having a box shadow. Okay, so box shadow will have that exact same effect as the Google nav bar. Okay, that's the reason I copied it from there, box shadow from W3 schools. Okay, because it's a long thing which has this margin, padding and RGBA values. So you can just go ahead and do that. So basically now we have the row and we are having the column. Okay, so basically you must remember that the columns should add up to 12. Okay, so that's like a scale which the total should sum to 12. That's the logic which has been provided by Bootstrap Grid. Okay, so basically so you will see me copying that once again. So if you see 6 plus 3 plus 3 is 12, so that's the reason why we have that. So I have copied the form because the form will be exactly same, but since we have to align it to look in similar, we have to make some more adjustments. Okay, so you see, but the button submit button has come down, so we don't want that. So that's the reason why we will be aligning that. Okay, so for that again we will be having another grid inside that grid. Okay, so we will have another grid for that form. Okay, separately. So this time, since we have this in search PHP, once this form is submitted, it will again come to the search.php. So the logic is over here, and once this form is submitted, it will again come back to this page itself and the result will get displayed. Okay, so we are having the rows and the columns. Okay. So you see we have 8 plus 4 which is 12. So now we are changing that to 10 plus 2 which is again 12. Okay, so basically it must add up to 12. So there is this gap and I tried to fix that using margin 0 and but later on I found out that the width which earlier we set was 80%. So basically we went ahead and updated that to 100%. Okay, so that we have that full um input. Okay, yeah, I was going to fix that gap. Okay, so we went ahead and we removed that 80% and changed that to 100%. So you see the width is 18% and we will go ahead and change that to 100%. And now if you see, that is fixed. So we have the Google UI. Okay, so congratulations if you have come this far. We have developed the UI part. Okay, this was the major UI thing which we have achieved. Now we will have the logo and it's pretty much easy. You will just have the image tag and you will get the logo. Okay, so we will have some adjustments in terms of height and width to fix it within that nav bar. Okay, and there you go. So it's looking exactly like Google, right? So now we will go ahead and add some margin. So we removed that because it was so we got this nav bar fixed. Okay, so basically we have to add a positioning so that it stays there. Okay, that's the reason. And we will have this overflow X as hidden so that we don't get that scroll bar. Okay, yeah, you see that the scroll bar is now gone. So basically it was trial and error to get this nav bar fixed. Okay, so ultimately I decided to have a position of fixed and top and left as 0, so that got it fixed. And there you go, we have this UI. Okay, so now we will have the logic, the main part. Okay, the back end, the query, so that it works. Okay, it brings the data from the database. So I was just playing around with this but it was just perfect. Okay, so now we will have the queries and we'll have the data fetched from the backend. So let's go and do that. So basically we will use PHP now. Okay, so here we'll have to include the config.php file which will have the credentials. We keep that in a separate file for security reasons, and we import that in using this include. Okay, and if you see that this PHP actually doesn't render in the DOM. Okay, so if you right click and view as page source code, you will just get the HTML. So in that way this PHP is doesn't get you don't leak out the logic to the users. Okay, so it's that's why it's a server side language. Okay, but there can be situations where there could be SQL injection and all. So there are procedures which could be used to increase the security of PHP. Okay, so there are logics to do that, so that you cannot write query directly inside the input. So for now let's forget that and just focus on this. So here is the query. We will be having the query over here. So whenever we write query, it doesn't at the first attempt it's not always that it works. So we play around, check if everything is okay. Okay, so we'll be doing that. You will see me a couple of times pausing the video, looking through the query, seeing everything is working or not. So that's okay, that's part of the development process. Okay, so if you see, we are using the wildcard called like. Okay, so this is in SQL. Wherever you use this like, this will do the magic for search query. Okay, so basically you write anything, it matches with any portion of that text which is there in the database, it will just pull out. Okay, so that's the purpose of this. So basically you don't need the exact same thing, it will just pull out anything which is in between. So basically that's why we have that percentage at the beginning and the end. Okay, so this was not working at the first time, so I was wondering why. So basically later on you will see me removing that colon. Okay, so in this case I found that we don't require that, so that got it fixed. Okay, so PHP actually it actually some is yeah, things have to be very perfect, so even a small semicolon could cause a big issue. Okay, things will not work. So that's I got some time looking into the query, and I found out that removing the this colon, sorry, this quotation mark could will get this fixed. Okay, so we have the result where we have this MySQL query. So once we get the results, we store that that is stored in the array. Okay, now we have to loop through that array and get those results inside individual variables so that you can use them to render on the screen. So for that reason you will see me storing that in a row array and then getting those individual column names. Okay, and getting the values and then rendering that in the table. Sorry, not in the div. Okay, here we are using div, we are not using table. So we are fetching the title, the link, the description, and we are echoing that out. Okay, so basically if you see Google, first we have a link which we can click. Okay, and then we have the details. So basically that's the reason why we have that link, and you will notice that we haven't provided the link hard coded. Okay, because we will be bringing that link and the title and the description from the database. So that's one reason, that's why we have put them in the variables and then use them. Okay, so now we are giving the search query name in the form. Okay, which because it is a query parameter which will be getting passed in the form. So let's try if that works. So it might not work, it might work, let's see. So yes, we got an error. So whenever you get this MySQL fetch array error, remember that it's actually because something is wrong in the query. Okay, so go ahead, check the query, write something very simple in the query like select star from search results tb, and just see if that gets fixed, because when you write complex queries it might not work at the first time. Okay, so that is one way which you can debug the issue. So for that only I went ahead, I removed the entire query and just kept the simplest of all. I just kept the simplest basic query, and then we have once that I saw that it was the query issue, then what I did was I tried changing few things and see if that could get it fixed. Okay, so as I'm making this video after the I'm making this audio after the video, I know what was the issue, but what was the issue is that quotation. Okay, So basically once the quotation got removed, this got fixed. So it could be very simple like that. So basically it's always a good practice to first of all write the simplest of query and see if everything is working fine, though, so that you know 100% that it's in this part of the code which is having issue, and you can go ahead and fix that. So you will notice something, we are searching in both the title and the description, okay, so to see if something could match, okay. So maybe in Google they use web crawlers, which is a far more advanced thing, okay. In fact they use web crawlers, okay. So we are not covering that for now, we are just getting from it from the wild card, okay. We are seeing if we could find something from the title and the description, because that's enough for us, okay. But these things could be fetched using queries, yeah, using these web crawlers, which could then be stored inside the database. That database could be imported inside a similar application, and this application could be written in PHP, this application could be written in Python, Django, or anything. It could be written in Node, okay, and it renders it, okay. So basically there will be algorithms running, which uses several logics like machine learning, artificial intelligence. You will obviously see Google uses NLP, which has that voiceover, okay. So various technologies are involved, okay. It's more complicated, but here you get a basic idea of how the full stack development works, okay, how that front end talks with the back end server and get data from the database and renders it on the screen. So that's what is our target in this video. So we see how that works. So we got that fixed, okay. So now let's see. Yeah, the issue is resolved. It was because of that quotation, okay. So we got it resolved. Now we are giving it a margin top of 80 pixels. So basically that what that will do is it will bring that to a little bit down, and we will get a better look and feel. So basically we are done. Now we will increase the font size also. I decided to do that, okay. So you could do a lot of more things, okay. One way which you could use while you are building this in your own system, one thing you could do is you could create a site Wikipedia also, which will only specifically generate the Wikipedia details. You could have a Wikipedia table, separate table, and you could populate and fetch it and have it right over there. So that's something I will leave it on you. You could do that, but for now we will have this simple basic query application, and it's fun way of learning, okay. So there you go. Now we will try and see if that works. So we will have first of all some more data, okay, so that we can see, we can have that fun time looking into our application which we have built just now. So I will grab some more details from the Google, okay, and I will manually insert them. Remember again, this data is manually inserted by us. In Google there will be automations and queries and several machine learning logics and ranking systems and web crawling which will be involved, but here we are doing it manually. We are inserting those data inside the database manually, because our focus was not that, okay. Our focus was building a full stack application to get those data based on our search. So that was our focus and we did that, okay. So why was this issue coming? Line 39. So what was the issue? The issue was actually because of that name, search query. We forgot to give that name, okay. So we will provide that name inside that form and this will get it fixed. And there you go, our application is ready, okay. it's ready, and now we will add some data in the database. Okay, so that we can show you, we can give you a demonstration of that if it's working. Yeah, now one more important thing is, what if something is not there in the database? What will happen in that case? For that reason particularly, what we did is we had this if else statement, where if nothing is there inside the database which matches our query, in that case we will render that no records have been found. So you will see even something similar in Google. You search something randomly which does not exist in the Google database, you will find something similar which renders out, okay, that this is something which is not there in Google's database as well. If you type in gibberish and you submit, you will get this. So basically that will complete this application, so that we get that no records have been found. One more fun thing you could do to extend this application is write data mining or web crawling query, sorry, not query, web crawling application. You will find several scripts in Google. It's written in Python that could just crawl a website and put it inside this SQL, this database, okay, directly. So you run that script and it will automatically fetch that data from the query, from the pages, okay, it will, and then it will directly populate that database on the go. So that's something you could try on your own. Okay, now I'm not covering that in this particular video. So Coding Train is another very good channel. Okay, so it's an awesome channel and I like the videos also. So basically I added that also in the database. So basically it's just to, so if you search train, you will have Coding Train. Okay, so that's why. So in Coding Train there is some the playlist called Intelligence and Learning, which is a good tutorial on machine learning. There are some cloud based training videos as well, like you have that Heroku and that AWS videos, and some GitHub for poets. So it's quite good. I love this channel. So basically I thought of adding that in the database. So we have that Daniel Shipman and those descriptions all added. So since Christmas is near, okay, Christmas will be coming, so I thought of adding Christmas as well. So we'll copy that and place it in the database. And now let's test our application. So we are typing in Christ, not Christmas. Okay, and let's see, we have that Christmas. Okay, you click on that link, you will get there. I type in train, not Coding Train, and you see Coding Train comes up. I type in something like school, and you will see W3 schools. Two links I have provided, both are coming up. So let's try something different. I am typing Coding Train as a coding just, and you get again Coding Train. Now let's type something like Daniel, and you again get coding train. So it's searching from both the description as well as the title. Now let's see if we have Jesus over there. Yes, so basically let's type in Jesus and let's see, you get Christmas again. So this application is working perfectly, guys. So hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like, we request you to subscribe to our channel so that we can bring you more such videos. So thank you all. Goodbye.